morning show. We're on the air at 9 o'clock on every weekday night, taking calls from the beds. Hello, hello, it's Rangers Radio. Hello, hello, this is the morning show. We're on the air at 9 o'clock on every weekday night, taking calls about the Jazz.
Hello, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio. Join me this evening on the panel is Big Ulster and the one and only Bridgeman. How are we doing, gentlemen?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing very well. Thank you very much, Ox.
Good man. How's the weather over by? You still getting the sunshine, mate?
Not as good as what it was a few weeks ago, but it's still good enough for over here, mate.
Alright, fair shout. Kiddos on holiday for school?
Oh, yes. Going mad as usual.
Good man. How are you,
Can I
Bridge?
just say a big good evening to the boys in the panel, and to all the boys in the lobby, and to all the Rangers fans all over the world listening in on this tonight. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
How's Bridge?
I'm fine, pal. Thanks. Very good. I'm still quite chuffed about the result and things like that. So, and I noticed there's a few things came out mostly in favour of Rangers, and another couple of things. Not associated with us at all, and it's very good. We're happy.
What's I going to say? We were going to have a competition tonight for a bag of jam donuts, but they've disappeared again.
Oh, somebody nicked them. That must be Foxy.
Skipper kindly offered to donate them, but they've not turned up.
Oh, wow. It's unlike Skipper.
No, he's a
He must
usual
have ate
man
them
of
on
the
the
word.
way. He must have just ate them on the way and be done with it.
Talking about donating, we have to mention it again. We're all school blue. He's doing his bit for charity, Macmillan charity. He's shaving
his hair.
That's us, Bridge. That's us. He's shaving his golden locks off for charity, Macmillan Cancer. Brilliant cause. If you've got any loose change, we'll put the site in the lobby. It's Macmillan Cancer, as we say, and the Rangers Radio fraternity have already started contributing to a worthwhile cause. We will be shouting it out every night from now to the end of August. Is that right, Ulster?
Yep, it is indeed, mate. Good cause and a great guy doing that as well. So, yeah, we'll keep giving it shouts out and hopefully bump up that as much as possible for him.
Fair play to him, Bridge, because we know what he thinks he's here.
Oh, absolutely. You can't help it. He's a fine-looking boy, you know. Lovely hair.
I wouldn't go that far. You should see him first thing in the morning, mate.
There's a mess. No, tremendous if he does it, and good luck to him. Good luck to him. Hope it happens, and I hope he gets plenty for it.
You're here. So we'll be talking about all things Rangers related, and you're right, Bridge, there has been bits and pieces of news broke today, some positive, some political, some whatever way you want to take it. Some on the football front that we predicted how long ago, Ulster, on this show?
Oh, it must have been well over a week ago.
Yeah, first for the news again. But we did say we were going to discuss Dave King's statement. We'll be coming on to that as we start the first part of the show. Do you think we should have had a game at the weekend, Ulster Bear?
I think, yeah, if we could have somehow slotted one in, it'd have been great, to be honest. Even if we had to give those the two loan signings a few minutes, see how they're getting on, to see if we would be ready for a bit of action. Obviously, coming up the European Cup games here again on next Thursday. So I would have liked to have something in between, definitely. I think we've maybe missed the trick there, because it's needed, especially given how we've seen our last performance. I think as many games as possible, pre-season games as possible, to get that team gelling before the season starts would be good.
What about yourself, Bridge? What are you thinking?
I think it's a good thought, but I'm conscious of the fact that we've played two high-profile games for us, the high-profile games, serious games in European football within something like 6 days, 5 days in fact, 5 days apart. It's very unusual you get that with European games. So the players have had to be up and they've not had a chance to come back down again, if you follow what I mean, or get down and get back up again. Very difficult. So there's another, 7 days, maybe 9 days to go, or not another, but 9 days between games for to take us up to the next game. Agreed. I don't disagree with you guys. Another game would be really nice to have, to get a bit more game time under their belts and so on and so forth. But I don't know if that would actually interfere with any preparation for a European game. I just don't know. But seriously, I agree with you. I can't disagree with you. I don't know if the managers would like that from a coaching perspective, whether it would interfere with it. But I would say go for it.
All right, okay, be interesting. But people's thoughts are, and it'd be great to hear from new callers and people who's joining us on different devices, i.e. maybe devices, different forms of listening to the show. I.e. if people want to join us on Facebook, what's the number, Ulster?
0141 356 1972.
It's that easy, and folks will bring you in. Where else can they join us, Bridgeman?
They can join us on Skype, rangersradio.online. I'm sure they can come straight through. And if they have any troubles at all, then Scott, just as you said there a minute ago, Foxy will bring them in. No problem at all.
I like the way you've done that. You can join us on Skype. Was that your James Bond?
James Bond.
Oh, talk about that. James Bond, the best James Bond impersonator ever go. I wonder how true is. I've not heard from him. If anybody's heard from True, it'd be great to know how he's doing. I hope he's all right. We miss him.
Oh, True, absolutely. Yes, definitely, 100%.
One of the stars of Rangers Radio. One of the characters.
We haven't heard from Boswell either for a while, or Larky. They normally come in and give us a bit of skill, you know.
It'd be great to hear from all the boys, you know, to see their thoughts on what's happening. Again, it'd be great to hear from people. We'll take the football side, what's broke today, and then we'll move on to Dave King's statement. Yeah, is that fair?
Yep, sounds good to me. Yep.
All right, there's no a big deal on the football front apart from the it looks as if it's Greg Daugherty's heading it alone. What are you hearing, Ulster?
Yeah, it looks like it's a big possibility, mate. Something you've said yourself, as we said over a week ago. Looks like Daugherty could be going on loan, so which is interesting. You know, that's a bit of a shock for some support. Some of the support are really not too impressed about it. There's others that think it's good for him to get game time. But there's also a lot, just looking at Twitter and Facebook, there's a lot of supporters very, very disappointed that he's not getting a chance this season. I don't know what you boys think of it yourselves, like.
Well, I think Oxley has been saying it for a wee while that he thought that would happen. I'm not surprised, may I say. I don't want to say too much on this because I think I give the impression that I dislike the boy in some way or other. I don't. I think he would be a really good player. Whether he'd be a really good player for Rangers with a Rangers shirt on, that's to be seen. I did think he was a good player with Hamiltonakis. Nothing against the boy whatsoever, but I don't think he's a Rangers man. And I still feel, in my heart, we did the wrong thing by buying him and gave them too much money. That's my thoughts. So I'm not going to say too much more because I'm going to do is...
You need to let that go. We're not talking about...
I can't let it go, pal. It's done.
It's done. I'm not talking about... You're entitled to your opinion, but the boy's a Rangers player, has been for 7 months now.
Yes. But sorry, can I just say, I know he's a Rangers player and I wish him all the best and hope he does go away on loan and he comes back a great player. My fear is that I don't think he'll come back to Rangers. I think he'll be loaned out and then loaned out and then loaned out and eventually transferred. That's what I think will happen to
him.
So
what you're saying is you don't think the boy's good enough, in your opinion, to make the grade?
My personal opinion is I don't think at the present, I don't think he was good enough to come to Rangers and play for Rangers. I enjoyed what I saw sometimes. He played 2 or 3 games where he played quite well, and then the bottom fell out his game, and eventually, I don't know what it was, bad management. I don't know if the manager was bad with him. I don't know. but he's never actually appeared. He's maybe appeared on the bench, but he's never actually appeared to do too much. He's maybe got a wee 15 minutes here or there. Nothing against the boy whatsoever. I just think from a management perspective and a purchase perspective, I don't think he was the right purchase for Rangers.
I mean, you take a punt with Young, and I'm going to bring in Fox. We'll be joined by Fox. Evening, Fox. How we doing, mate?
Evening, Ox. Evening, Bridge. Evening, Ulster. How you doing, guys?
Hi, Fox. How's your day, Fox? Better than yesterday?
Oh, great day today, yes. No complaints today.
Brilliant, mate, brilliant. Do you treat yourself?
I always treat myself. Apart from when I leave, I'm on the bus. You know.
Well done, mate. I'm proud of you. What's your thoughts on Daugherty, mate? I'm not talking about Bridge is right. I get his point about money to other clubs, but we're talking about does Stephen Gerrard maybe say that he's not quite there, but there's a lot of potential and he wants him playing to develop, or does he think he's maybe he's not up to it? So there's two sides to the coin. What's your thinking?
Personally, I really don't know what Stephen Gerrard's thinking. It's not as if Daugherty came to Hamilton and had never played in the Premier League. I mean, he had played many a time for Hamilton, so he's got Premier League experience. It just looks to me as though he doesn't fancy him. I don't know what the rest of you think.
Yeah, it looks that way.
He's young and maybe he just thinks he needs game time and maybe he doesn't want to develop him with first team, you know? I don't know. I mean, I get the thought. I would rather have the Daugherty coming on and playing than Halliday. And I don't mean any personal slight against Andy Halliday. I just think Andy's had his chances and we know what he brings to the party. Greg's still work in progress and we don't know where it's going to take us. But Mr. Gerrard's got to make these calls, Bridgeman.
Yeah, look, again, as I said, I don't mind Halliday being a benchman. I wouldn't even mind Daugherty being a benchman. But the truth of the matter is, they were brought here, particularly Daugherty, to be a leading light in Rangers from a youth perspective. He was going to be a shining light for us, and he was going to come on and be the engine that we needed in our midfield. I'm afraid it just hasn't happened yet, right? So, well, let's see what happens when he's out on loan. I don't know how long he's going to go out on loan. It might not even be released yet, but it might be a season-long loan or till December or whatever. But it shows you that we, as a management club, we don't see him being a solution to anything to do with Rangers midfield. That's what I see.
What's your thinking, Ulster? On you go, Bridge. On you go, Fox. Sorry, and then we'll go to Ulster.
I was just thinking that no many players, when they get sent out on loan, come back good. Most of them tend to leave Rangers after that. I mean, we've had the boy Hardy out, etc. in the last couple of years. Probably not going to make it. Or wasn't going to make it at Ibrox, so they put him out on loan. There's very few players go out on loan and come back and make it at our club for some reason. And I mean, I know Alan McGregor did years ago and players like that, but we're talking about a different time now. And we're bringing in loan players for other clubs to help them progress. So obviously, to me, between Gerrard and McAllister, they're thinking that he's not going to improve, or else they could improve them themselves. So it looks to me as if that he just doesn't fancy the boy.
I agree with Fox, yeah.
Ulster, I mean, maybe the Spanish training didn't suit his colouring.
Oh, the red hair. No, but
Strawberry blonde.
Yeah, well, his mother always used to say strawberry blonde.
Or Hawaiian sunset.
Hawaiian sunset. That's my colour. I think it's a strange one. You know, I had high hopes for Daugherty. I thought he was a good player, especially for Hamilton, because obviously watching him against us at Ibrox, that's where we all first sort of clapped eyes on him, and he was fantastic that game. Then he played a couple of good games, and obviously I think the team sort of was all sort of faltering towards the end of the season, so it's hard to pick out just him. But as I say, like Stephen Gerrard, Gary McAllister, them guys, they're great midfielders. I was hoping that Daugherty would learn a lot from them and his game would improve big time under them guys and under their guidance. But all you can look is your management team, and obviously they have looked at him for long enough, and they think he's not ready for this season for Rangers, and they obviously believe it's to go out and loan. Whether that's a loan move, as Foxy says, that you maybe not see him again and he move on eventually, or will that be a loan move for him to come back and feature in our team maybe next season? But I'm a wee bit worried with the amount of midfielders we have because of a lot of injuries, and I would probably prefer to see Daugherty there as an option on the bench as I would Holiday. As you've said yourself, we've seen Holiday's had many chances, a load of heart, loves the Rangers, gives everything, but I just don't think he has that quality. So I think we're going to need to, if Doherty's going and the likes of Holiday's going to be on your bench, I would like to see a few decent signings in midfield to make up those numbers, to be honest.
All right, it'd be great to hear other people's thoughts. So what's the number, Fox?
0141 356 1972.
Where else can you join us, Bridge?
They can join us on Skype at rangersradio.online. And if they have any wee difficulties at all getting in, I'm sure Fox will be able to bring them straight in and look after them.
Yeah, it'd be great to hear from you, get your thoughts. And as Fox said last night, we need callers, because if we don't, it becomes a podcast, not a call-in show. Is that right, Ulster?
That is correct. And I've seen many people on Facebook and on Twitter who follow the pages, our Rangers Radio pages, and there's been a lot of people debating actually the Dougherty thing. So get yourselves on, download the Skype, and let's hear your views on it. If you think Dougherty should be in the team and you want to see him in the team, ring us up and put your points across.
Can I just come in on something that Ulster was saying there? Look, what's his name? Halliday came on, and he's came on before, and I'm not saying he's done bad. He's done quite well when he came on. But that last one he came was only a couple of minutes, so you can't judge it. But he is one of the few, shall we say, left-footed players that we've got at Ibrox. So maybe that's one of the reasons why he's keeping him, to maybe provide a wee bit of balance when he comes on. That's all. Other than that, I don't think Halliday is a Rangers quality player. We've said this for the last 2 seasons in all probability. He's all heart and he loves the Rangers. He was away out on loan and hated it, came back, it was at Murty that brought him back, and well done to him. And he tried, and obviously he's got to the stage now where he's just going to be in the periphery. And I'm afraid that as soon as he gets a chance, I'm sure he'll end up going, and Rangers will let him go and just go and get a new club, pal, and that'll be it. That's what I think will happen to him. And obviously I wish him all the best if that happens, but I think that's the only reason why he's on the bench and he's getting a game, is because he provides a sort of left-footed balance in the team somewhere.
He covers a couple of positions as a left footer. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Well, I get that. There's logic in that. I mean, but as far as pure ability is concerned, Fox, Dougherty looked as if he'd maybe met the offer than what we've seen in Halliday. Halliday played well for us in the Championship. They've struggled. Like a lot of the players that's been in the door since we moved up to the Premier League, they've not been able to cut it in that notch above. And we need players that can cut it.
You're the pace, pal. You're the pace.
You can't give somebody that, can you, Fox?
No.
No, I'm here.
There you go. On you go.
Everybody, all the Rangers support like Andy Halliday, but we're talking in football terms here. I think he was good for us in the Championship, but since we've moved into the Premier League, I don't think Andy's capable of holding down a first-team place at Ibrox. I could be wrong. But what I notice about Andy, about every second passes backwards with Andy. And he doesn't provide anything going forward. He dallies on the ball a wee bit and gets caught at times. Ends up going down looking for the foul. I just don't think he's good enough in a Steven Gerrard midfield. The only thing I can think here at the moment is he looks good in training, but I think most Rangers supporters know that he's not up to the job on the park. And I think for Andy's career, he'd be better moving on to maybe a club lower down the Premier League and getting constant first-team football for himself. As I say, he's a nice guy, but I can't see him in our midfield any longer, mate.
No, it's not. We're not talking about personality.
No, far from it. I mean,
no.
try to be honest in what you see, and I can't see Andy improving. I'm sorry to say that, but I just can't.
And if he does go anywhere, and hopefully he does for him and the club, he would go with everybody's best wishes, Ulster.
100%. He's one of our own, mate. There's one of our own. It's just unfortunate for him that, you know, as we say, he has the heart, he has the ability. I just don't think he has the footballing class, you know, or ability really to do the job that we really need, and that's to win leagues, win trophies. And but there's no doubt he gives everything on the pitch, and sometimes we give players a lot of stick who we don't think try enough. That's not one thing you can say about Holiday, because he gives you everything, but unfortunately giving you everything all the time isn't really enough when you're a team that wants to win big trophies.
I hope he ends up somewhere down in the League One or something like that, because I think that's where he came from, truth be told. So I hope he ends up back down there playing for somebody he gets a game with, you know, a regular. I just don't see, much as his heart's in Rangers and he loves them and so on and so forth, and he's a Rangers man, he's just never going to be the quality that Rangers need. It's just not going to happen for him. Sorry to say.
I'm just trying to actually think here. Who have we got available in midfield? As in fit and ready to play. Now Daugherty would be, you know, if you're taking Daugherty out of the equation.
Well, I know we're taking Daugherty out of the equation. That's what I was trying to say just a wee bit earlier. He's not in the equation. I don't see Daugherty ever getting a game for Rangers like Halliday. I thought, as I said, a wee bit of balance that Halliday brings. That's a positive for him. But I just don't see a positive for the boy Daugherty. At the present moment now, is it Doran's? Is he back training? I think he's back full training, ready to rock and roll, I believe. And Arfield's ready. So
and Rossiter's getting there.
Rossiter's getting there, and the young lad
getting there. You've got the boy Arjani.
There you go. Koulibaly.
What would we call him? Koulibaly. Urjani. Does that sound better?
Urjani. That sounds familiar.
Urjani.
Run, there's Urjani.
The only thing would worry me with that, obviously, is because, you know, Koulibaly, Ajari is two loan signings. Then you've got Artfield, who's already had an injury this season, Rossiter, who's injured every other game, let's face it, and Dorans, who's had a bad injury, came back and they got another wee niggle. So I think we're late there for a long, hard season. So, but there's plenty of time, obviously, to fill that void, you know. But just looking at it now, I think we're very bare there, to be honest.
I think that's what's driving the conversation.
Yeah.
Fox, Bridgeman, he's brought the two boys in loan. He's got Dorans, Arfield, Jack, Rossiter, if I missed anybody out, McCrory, and obviously he's put Candias in there. He's went to the boy, look, we don't know how good you're going to be, but to improve you're going to be. At this moment in time, there's 8 players in front of you. You know, that's a lot. You need a lot of luck to get by 8 players to get a game of football, you know.
It must be heartbreaking. You said it earlier. It must be heartbreaking for the boy sitting there ready to rock and roll for Rangers, and his heart's as big as a house, and he wants to get on there and play for us. But pick Andy Halliday in front of him, who everybody knows Andy's never going to be a first-team regular. So, you know, when you start doing the pecking order, it can be quite heartbreaking. And yes, I agree that a loan deal might be the best thing for him. And I hope if he does go on loan, he comes back. I hope he picks it up, does what he's going to do, and runs it, bosses the games, and comes back to Rangers and strolls right in. That's what I'd like to see him doing if he could do it. But, you know, we'll see what happens.
The other thing is, I don't go with your pronunciation. Ajari will be guaranteed so many games as I think somebody said before, and it will be the same with Koulibaly. And obviously he's been watching them since they two have come in, and on the training field it looks as though they two are in front of him. So that's the reason he's going out on loan. I mean, this is the thing with loans. I like the loan system, as I've said a few times, but clubs are starting to put kind of stipulations into the loan deal that they must get so many games when they're away from their parent club and joining another club. Or what's the point of sending them out on loan? So I think that'll be part of the probable reason why Greg Daugherty's probably going out on loan, you know.
I think Rudy's joined us.
I think he has. How we doing, Rudy Bert?
Evening, gentlemen. How we doing?
Hi, Rudy.
Rudy.
How's things, mate?
Hi, Alistair. Hi, Bridgeman. Aye, good, Ox. Everything's good. So it looks like you were right then about the young fella for Hamilton, then, eh? You did
It's
say.
just when it's not. It was just a feeling, mate, when he didn't get much game time, and he was like one of the youth players the way he came on against Bury, when they put him on, and then we've not seen him since, So that was a gut feeling. I mean, nothing against Greg Daugherty,
Yeah.
We don't know what the boys got. We've really not seen enough of him to judge. And he started off okay, and then he disappeared out the team. So we've not seen a lot of him in the last maybe 4 months, maybe.
No. Aye, that's true. It's a kind of strange one for me, though. I mean, to pay, what did they pay for him? Was it about 600?
650,000.
650,000, It's a lot of... It's a big outlay for a young player for a start, Don't know, is it a case of maybe they want him just to go out and get game time because they don't think he's ready for the Rangers first team yet, I see there's one or two kind of fairly strong rumours flying about another loan coming in. And maybe that's why, they're looking at the boy and thinking, well, he's not going to feature much, so we might as well get him out somewhere where he can, he'll get a bit more game time, I think you were saying there about clubs putting stipulations on loans nowadays. I think that's true as well, Ox. Clubs tend to, if they're going to put a player out on loan, they want them to play, so that's obviously part of the deal, isn't it, And maybe that's what Steven Gerrard is thinking right now, is the boy needs game time. He won't get much game time at Rangers. So let's get him out on loan for a season, or whatever case might be, and see how he gets on.
It might even be a loan time just to Christmas time, mate. You don't know, do you?
That's right. That's
we don't know. I mean, nothing's confirmed yet. It just looks as if it's going to happen, mate,
That's right. Aye, nothing's confirmed yet, so we don't know exactly what the terms of the deal are. But either way, if the boy if he's not going to feature much this season, I would think it'd be the best thing for him, I know that some of the Bears rate him quite highly, some don't actually, some of the stuff I was reading earlier on. So I don't know, I like him. I do like the boy. I like the fact his heart's in the right place as far as Rangers are concerned. I think that's always a good, something. A goes for that as far as I'm concerned. But then it's like we've often said, Ox, that's not always just good enough, is it? You need the talent to go with it. And
I mean, we're also been talking about, once we got into this conversation, we talked about Andy Halliday.
Aye.
And nobody can doubt that he's one of our own. The same with Greg Daugherty. Nobody can doubt it.
That's right.
They're genuine Bears. They're supporters as well as. They've been living the dream, but it doesn't mean you're going to get a game every week just because you're a supporter. That way, Fox and Bridge were playing at centre backs, weren't they?
Exactly, aye. But and that's the thing. Just because you wear the badge on your heart doesn't necessarily mean to say that you've got the quality to step up the next level. Maybe they've looked at him and they're thinking, maybe just know what we're looking for just now. Let's put him out on loan. As I said, you don't know. We'll need to wait and see it, A wee bit strange to me, though, considering his interview just a few days ago,
Aye.
You seen it, Ox, where he was didn't he, about, pushing on and all that now, So a wee bit, I'm sure a wee boy's a wee bit disappointed. But look,
on you go, Rudy, on you go, mate.
No, I was just saying that's football. That's how it works.
It's a cruel game, mate. It can be a cruel game. Fox, do you maybe think the boys maybe went and said, listen, I'm itching to play here. This is no good to me.
Might have done. I don't think Steven Gerrard's going to be slow in laying out the facts in front of the boy. Maybe he's obviously had a word with him and said that there isn't much chance of you getting first-team football at the minute. Would you like to go on loan? Or the other reason, as I was saying earlier, he just doesn't fancy him. We'll not know until Steven Gerrard, if he goes on loan, that they'll come out and explain the reason why he's going on loan. Have we not got that reserve league starting this year? You would normally.
I believe so,
I mean, you gave him game time. What about making him captain of the youth team, mate, and getting, well, the reserve team, and getting him a run there to give him some game time, see how he's performing?
But
The
would you
manager
like
and the
that, Fox?
assistant.
Would you like that if Sky Sports said to you, come and join us, would you like to do that after being on here? You wouldn't like to go down that low, would you?
No, I would not. Right, no. I'd probably look at the BBC contract first.
Oh, by the way, I must say that Rudy Bear, I'm quite shocked at Rudy Bear saying that Bridgeman and Foxy didn't have the quality to walk into the Rangers team.
No,
Crazy.
I would never have said that, Bridge. That was your man in the chair there that said that.
I would have said that.
10 stone too late.
They called the two the Quality Street kids because they kept eating them.
Absolutely.
But we'll see with Greg Docherty. You never know. There could be a hidden compliment in there. Maybe Stephen Gerrard just thinks he needs polished in the game time, but he just can't see. We've not got the time to do it in the first team, and maybe thinks get yourself out. There's something there. You never know.
But you know,
could be a hit.
Oxford, sorry, you know, we need to watch out with the boy because we brought him from Hamilton Accies, Daugherty. Maybe it's dead easy to say, well, Hamilton Accies take him back, but Hamilton Accies are playing the Championship. So that's quite a step down for the boy. I don't know whether he would want to go to Hamilton Accies, but if Rangers wanted to loan him out, I would suggest they loan him out somewhere down in England. Because I think he would prefer to go back to Hamilton Accies. A lot of familiarity there, a lot of the boys he knows.
We've got a scoop. We've got a scoop where he might be going. But we wouldn't like to put money out. Ulster.
Yeah, well, the rumours are it could be Sunderland.
Well, that would be great for them, but that's well, he's out of the Scottish umbrella, shall we say? So good luck to him. I hope he goes there and does and because that boy is a Ross Jack that's down there, or Jack Ross. What was his name again? Jack Ross. Him was with St Mirren. He's a
Jack Ross. Right.
Jack Ross. No, that'd be great. Be very happy there. I'd just want to worry about where we would be putting Greg Docherty, because if we've got any thoughts about him at all, we'd want him to come back better. And if he went back to Hamilton just for saying sake, as for convenience for him, I'm sorry, that wouldn't be good enough for Rangers. I can't see it anyway.
You know, I think that would be a great move for the boy if he went down there on a year's loan. I think the experience alone, would give him loads and loads. He'd get loads out of it. The possibility is, if it is, say, a year's loan, after a year, he'd be fit, fighting and ready to come back, and play for his place in the Rangers team, possibly.
Well, are they in the Championship or in the League One?
I think they're in the Championship, aren't they?
No, they get relegated again.
They got relegated.
Aye, yeah. But I think...
And they'll be playing Salford in a couple of years.
Hey, you may be right there, by the way. You may be right.
Don't forget who's managing them. Though obviously that guy was at St Mirren, so maybe that's where the Scottish connection comes from. Maybe that's why he knows about the player.
I like to cut his jib. The boy Jack, innit? Is it Jack? Innit? It's
Jack Ross.
Jack Ross. Aye. I think he's got a wee bit about him.
He done a great job at St Mirren, didn't he?
Aye. Only time will tell. I think there's something about him.
Ulster, were we not saying the other night the possibility that Hodgson was going down to Sunderland?
I don't know, but the talk is that he's going on a full-time deal, but hopefully as things happen behind the scenes that probably won't get any money out of it, but it'll be a full-time signing for wherever he goes to, but I don't know, to be honest, where that is.
I have to say this, and I'm not being funny, any player that leaves Rangers, particularly in these trying times for them, I wish them nothing but the best, I really do, and a huge thanks for whatever they've done for Rangers. But, the needs must. Some of them just are not going to ever be good enough based on what we've seen. It's just never going to be good enough for Rangers.
All right, Fox, if we had a 4-3-3, if that was the way we were setting up, and you were picking the team, and assuming that everybody's fit, what would your middle three be?
Everybody fit. Well, we've not seen the boy Koulibaly yet.
Exactly.
So we don't know. as things stand now, I would probably have Arfield, probably Dorns if he was fit, and Rossiter, mate, would be the three probably, or Rossiter or Jack. That would 3 out of the 4 would be my midfield as it stands now, because we've not seen Koulibaly play. Although Steven Gerrard's got high hopes for him.
All right. What be yourself, Bridge?
Well, it's shall we say, we're going to be stretching it a wee bit, but I think we must have a place for young McCrory. If you go that way, so you've got McCrory, you would need two, what you could call attack. If you're going to go 4-3-3, then you'd need one defending and 2 attacking midfielders. And I would have, if fit, I would have Dorans and Arfield in there. So it would be McCrory, Dorans and Marfield.
Mine would be similar to you as everybody's fit. I would be thinking between Jack and Rossiter and ahead of McCrory. I would maybe go for a fit Rossiter in that role. But I get where you're coming from. Rudy Bear?
I think a fit Rossiter for me. I really do think there's a really good player.
Instead of whom, if you don't mind me asking?
McCrory for me.
McCrory for me.
Yeah, me
so
too.
You would Rossiter before McCrory?
I would have 5. I would Bridge. I
don't blame you.
I think McCrory's. I think he's a great option to bring off the bench, though. Yeah, certainly keep him in and about the first team in that. But I know I would go with a fit Rossiter, Arfield, and I'd probably go for. I don't know. I'm struggling with that one. The third one now, but probably I think I'd go with Ryan Jack actually. I go with Ryan Jack, Rossiter, and Arfield.
Ulster, I hope you'll get the Abacus out. This one could go in the lobby. You never know. Ulster, what's your thinking?
No, for me, if everybody fit and who I've seen playing so far, definitely I would go for Rossiter because I think he's quality. If we could just keep him fit, it's so annoying. But Rossiter definitely, 100%. And I'd be going for Dorans and Arfield because of where they've played at the level they've played before. So I think if them 3 boys were fit, who I've seen so far, I think they'd be our 3 best options.
All right.
That's a really good choices, by the way. That's really good choices.
We'll see what it takes us. Obviously, we don't get everybody fit at once, Fox, do we? We don't have that luxury.
No, we've had bad luck with a lot of players in the last couple of years. They get injured and out the game. Rossiter's had an absolute nightmare. Anything that could go wrong has went wrong with that boy. And it's a shame. It's a shame because he is a decent footballer. And I think in the game against Hibs, the 5-5 draw, mate, that he showed his quality in that game. So I hope if we can get him back fit. I think he is like a brand new player for us if we can get him back fit.
Aye, good point, mate. Good point. We'll see, and we wish him the best of luck. He's been really horrendously unlucky with injuries. But Bridge, if people want to give us a call, what's the number?
Well, the number's 014 356 1972.
Where else can you join us, Rudy?
Just join us at rangersradio.online on Skype, and Fox will sort you out.
Well said, mate. Rudy, it was very remiss of me. What's on your mind, Rangers-wise? But you came into the middle of the Greg Daugherty conversation.
Well, I kind of caught the Greg Daugherty thing. There's 1 or 2 loans out there that's kind of rumoured to be coming in. There's a few rumours flying about that. We've got there's the Dave King thing. I don't think you discussed that yet, have you? No.
We've got that ready to roll, mate. We've got that ready to roll. Aye, if you were in earlier at the production meeting, Bridges wrote the script out and everything.
Aye. Well, that's important, so it's good that we're going to discuss that, But everything to me, I mean, we've got I think we find out tonight, don't we, who our next opponents are going to be in the, in UEFA. So
Fox is watching that intensely, and he's feeding the studio, just waiting for the result to come in. What's the latest, Fox?
2-1 for the Croatians.
How long ago, Fox?
I think there's
10 minutes.
7 minutes extra
7
time
minutes,
to be
okay.
played or something. But what a second goal they scored at Mob. The pace of the game through every bit that I've watched has been, the tempo has been very high. Some decent skill. Hold on to bring this caller in.
All right.
You just
Don't
want to
think
go
they-
to that caller.
I don't think the Croatians know much, but we don't have to worry about them, really, do we?
No, they don't. How we doing, caller? Evening.
How you doing, mate? It's Big G for Hamilton.
How you,
doing,
Big G?
Big G?
I'm no bad, mate. I'm a wee bit disappointed tonight with the boy Daugherty getting out on loan.
Well, it's a rumour at the moment, but it looks as if it seems to be growing legs, mate. But we'll see what happens. Give your thoughts, mate. Give your thoughts.
Well, I'm pretty sure the boy has got potential there. No, I mean, I've watched him at Hamilton. I'm for Hamilton. Obviously, I'm a Rangers man through and through. But now and again, I'd nip up to Hamilton if I couldn't get any Ibrox or that. And the boy was outstanding. There's something there. You know what I mean? And I'm puzzled with it.
Could there be a hidden message in it that the boy, he maybe thinks he's got something, he's trying to get him a good move to develop him?
Well, I'm home, that, mate. I'm home, that. Because the boy's energy and all that's outstanding. When they first come in, I don't know, I think it was against Partick Thistle. He played a couple of wee boys through, and I think Windass put one away up at Firhill. And it was just some of his play was good, and then he kind of fell away. I've been listening in, he kind of fell away, mate. You know what I mean? See the last 5 or 6 games of the season.
He did. He disappeared, didn't he?
But the whole team fell away.
Aye.
You know
it was quite a compliment if Murty didn't fancy you, you know. Brad, your typing.
Aye. You know what
Sorry,
I mean?
Bob.
The whole team fell away. So, I don't know. I'm just hoping what you were saying earlier is maybe win the money. Maybe see what you can do to Sunderland under Jack Ross.
Rumours, mate, but we'll see.
I know, but that'd be really good. So, but yeah, that'd be really good because I believe he could come back. I heard one of your guys saying where Eric Hannah has been a Rangers player. I'll tell you one thing. See the new, he's probably about, well, on my list, it'd be 4th or 5th to get in that team. Out of the midfielders we've got.
I would be playing him if I was picking him. I would play him out in that with Candias playing before Candias every day of the week in a personal view. You know, I think Candias is a square peg in a round hole there, mate.
Well, see everybody fit. See for me, he's playing before Graham Dorns or not. Because see if anybody thinks Graham Dorns has done enough to justify he'd been in that team. I don't know what I've been watching.
Aye, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
You know what I mean, mate? But as I say, just disappointed tonight. And I know we're not on the subject Windass, by the way, but
on you go, mate. Gauge your thoughts.
Honestly, listen. Have you why Scope song happening here? Then you know what I'm talking about. So see passengers in our team. We can't have that. And I think Windass is a passenger, mate. Honestly. We can't have players who'll turn up one week and then they'll turn up the next. We can't have players who'll have a good 20 minutes. And it's in games. We need 90 minutes, man.
Fair comment, mate. Fair comment. Just out of curiosity, mate, how long have you been listening to the show? How did you find us? What's your thoughts?
Well, I've just found the past couple of nights, but I'm sure these were on a podcast even last season, I know.
We've been about for, well, I think Fox and Bridge have been doing it since the Gallant Pioneers started, you know?
Aye, well, I've been listening to these on and off, mate.
Right, okay.
You know what I know? You're on at 9 o'clock every night.
Uh-huh.
I'll be listening in.
Aye, and there's There's also, if you can, there's the facility to listen to it the next day or later on that night, you know.
Aye. I noticed that there, mate. See through the Facebook.
Aye.
So I did. She's sitting watching her programme, so I'm sitting right beside her, not with the headphones and that one.
Listen, since we started doing this show, the divorce rate in the west of Scotland's been down, mate, because people don't have to talk to their other half.
They don't even need to be in the same room.
Aye. So, can you tell me anything about strikers coming in?
Right,
Nah.
what are you hearing in the fantasy world there, Fox? You're close to the rumours.
There's nothing definite. There's been loads of names like Solanke and things like that mentioned, but I don't know. I'm just hoping I've got a big surprise coming before the window finishes up myself, and I think it will be a striker, mate. I'm not so sure in the young boy we've brought in and loan, the big tall, his name's out of my head now, but Sadiq, aye, that's him. Whether he'll be a success or no, that's just a gamble, innit? Me, myself, I'd like to see an experienced striker coming in. Somebody, maybe, as I've said umpteen times on the show, just outside maybe one of the big clubs down in England. Can he get a game? He's struggling to get into the first team, but could probably do well up here, and that's what I'm looking for.
What about
I'm just hoping Sadiq can.
What about Jerry Foxy? That's been a persistent rumour for the last sort of maybe 6 weeks to a couple of months, whatever. What about Jermaine Defoe? Would you take Jermaine Defoe?
Oh God, oh sorry, I thought you were talking.
I'm not too sure about this thing, guys. I'm not too sure about this thing. He went to America, right? I think he done all right. I don't think he scored a lot of goals. I'm not too sure. He's went to Bournemouth. It's not quite hot off for him. I know he was a great England striker. He scored goals everywhere. But do we really need pensioners, if you get what I mean?
I know
he's not a pensioner.
I get what you're saying. So would you much rather have a younger striker than G? You know, would you have a younger striker? Would you be looking for?
Aye. But see, the thing is, I can't think of any names off the top of my head. But what I will say, see on the big boy Sadiq. What I will say on him, and no wonder he can't get again for Roma.
Well, and you see they've got 3 quality up front, haven't they? You know, they've got real quality up.
Well, they've got Dzeko.
They're after Wes Foderingham after they sold their goalie today. 67 million.
Is that wishful thinking, Oxia?
Aye. They're going to be left with $1 million after they're finished buying Wes.
See, as I say, the big boy up front, we've got to give him a chance because at the moment, Big Ed and Dzeko would probably get a game for any team in the Premiership. So
good player.
You know what I mean? So that's why that big boy's not getting a game, as far as I'm aware. And he's young. So he might come in, he might be a bit raw. But we've just got to keep our fingers crossed with his half, because the wee guy up front now, I don't know what's wrong with him, man. He's got a head like a 50 pence.
Aye. Yeah.
I
know what I mean?
I don't think your manager will go out in the marketplace and buy in a striker. I just don't see it. I think he'll go with what he's got, which will include the boy, possibly even a loan for that boy Solanke, potentially loans.
We're no finished yet, Bridge. We're no finished.
I don't see us buying a striker. I see us that'll be loans. I just see it being loans. That's
how I think. I don't think we're finished yet. But Big G, before we've been joined by Boy Shadow. Give your thoughts on what's happening at the club, and give your thoughts on the manager Stevie G. And are you on the train?
Aye,
55.
I'm on the train. It's hard. It's going to harm me, honestly.
I hope you're right.
I still think I'm worried about the way we play, the way we set up. See where us try to play with one through the middle and 2 men come in off the wings. Nah. See back in the Smith area, we'd 3 solid midfielders and 1 winger. And so we did. But these days, it seems to be the way to play, doesn't it? This 4-3-3 carry on. But I'm not too sure about it. I'd like to get back
Big
to
G, 3-5-2 for me, pal. 3-5-2.
a 4-4-2.
You're 4-4-2, man. Flat.
4-4-2's on it. Fox is a 36 double D, man.
Aye. You must have some theory. Right, guys. I'm going to get off and I'm going to listen in. I'm going to wish you all the best and hope you get plenty more callers tonight, all right?
Cheers, mate. Keep in touch. Thanks for calling.
Right, no bother.
Cheers, mate.
Bye.
Cheers, mate. How we doing, Blue Shadow?
How we doing, Ox?
All right,
Going
mate.
Shadow, all right.
No bad.
Are you coming in to volunteer for the full wax?
Not myself, no. You know, I think you can make a fortune off YouTube from that one myself. He wasn't sounding keen though for some reason. I don't understand it myself, you know, but he just wasn't sounding keen for some reason.
Just let me cut across you for a second. We've been joined by another caller. Evening, caller.
Evening, lads. How you doing?
All right, mate. Yourself?
Not bad.
Dave
Not
King.
bad.
I don't know. It's very dulcet tones.
It's Dave King's wine cellar. How you doing,
I'm
pal?
still not talking to him.
I'm
Text
great,
he
lad.
sent me.
Absolutely great. I just want to say, firstly, congratulations to Big Ulster for actually breaking the international record and coming on Twitter. Congratulations and welcome, mate.
Thank you.
Good signing, good postage. I think there's been good uptake off the back of your messages as well, fella. So, no, keep it going. It's good to get
thank
the
you
show
for
out there.
retweeting everything for me, Dave. Thanks very much. We appreciate that.
No worries at all, lads. Just to say, I think that's been confirmed now that we're going to be in Croatia.
Yeah, what's
Yes,
that way? Jim Dunn, Fox, yeah?
Aye, first leg to be played the 26th of July.
Did that Bob no actually get to the group stages last season?
They qualified for the knockout. They beat PSG home and away.
Home and away, there you go.
It's going to be a tasty tie for us, boys. It's a step up from what we played in the last round. I'll go to Dave King and then we'll go to Blue Shadow. Their thoughts? What you thinking, Dave?
Aye, no, I absolutely think so. I think it's good we get through. I think a bit of a shaky leg in the second one, but I think Gerard hit the nail on the head in terms of there's a bit of that mental part that's still with the guys that thought they're going to go at the first round as well, and we probably need to strengthen. I think back to your earlier points tonight, it's clear that we need to strengthen that team and make a bit more of an improvement. So I think we'll bring more people in and we'll probably push on and do well. I see us getting into the group stages. I genuinely do. Yeah, I think we'll do well. I don't see us getting out the group stages depending on who we get, but I think we'll at least get to the group stages this season.
The next tie is going to be a tough one, Blue Shadow, eh?
Oh, it's going to be a very tough one. I think it seems like a team that don't actually concede very many, which appears to be our problem at the minute. So we're going to have to do something about that. I don't think they'll hold too many fears for us defensively, but we're going to have to do something about the attack. It's just not up to the mark, in my opinion. I don't. Personally, last game after the performance, I wouldn't have started Morelos and Windass at least. And I totally agree with you. I wouldn't have put Candias in the midfield. Hasn't he worked?
It looks really official. What was the point you were coming on to make, Blue Shadow? Obviously, we divulged a bit.
I was getting a bit concerned because that Big G there was talking altogether too much sense.
Well, we'll bar them.
I got to stop that nonsense on here, like, you know.
He's barred.
We told him to go away and sit and talk to his missus for a wee while.
I'm telling you, relate Scotland, give this number out when people are in crisis. You know where I'm coming from, Rudy Bear.
I certainly do. Mrs. Rudy's much happier that you guys are back online. You know what I mean? I talk from experience here, mate.
Hold on a minute, my missus just came in. Ouch!
Got a bell. Just quickly, there's ticket information out for that game already.
On you go.
Yeah, Obviously, the tie is the 2nd of August, the Thursday. The ticket prices will be £18 for adults, £12 for concession, and £7 for juniors. Friday the 22nd of July until Wednesday the 25th of July will be for season ticket holder sale. Payment will be taken from Monday the 23rd, and smart cards will also be activated for that game.
All right, so that's £12 for you and Fox and £7 for me, Bridgeman.
I'll be there, anyway. I don't care. I'll be there.
Funny enough, so will I.
I'll be
there, mate. I'll be there.
Can I ask Steve King, did you watch any of that game over in Croatia tonight, mate?
No, I didn't see any at all, lads. I tried to look for somewhere to find it online, but couldn't see it at all.
He was watching the Hibs game.
I'm not sure what they look like or what their setup is at all. But see, to be honest with you, I tried to watch your game. I missed it originally, and then I got into work and I seen it was on repeat in Premier Sports TV, and I tried to watch it a couple of times, and those times I was switching off. I just thought, by God, but end of the day, it was job done. That's all we needed to do was to defend and not concede, which you look at the positives, but it's one of those ones, I've not seen the boy Sadiq play either up front, but I worry about up front. I do. And I think somebody made a point the other night about our only fear from last season has been that it looks it's the same two players that are missing these chances all the time. And that's the only thing, the reoccurrence that I can see for last season, and if they're going to stick with them, then that's where my worry lies. But listen, we've got Koulibaly to come through, and we've got Sadiq there as well, and I'm sure we'll bring somebody else in. But again, it's back to the point about, is it just loan signings? Because I've seen something about Ryan Kent coming for Liverpool as well, a Liverpool winger. There's rumours about him joining us as well. And
I went for his brother, Clark.
Clark would have done a good job, particularly when he got changed.
But it's one of these things, it's like it's like the loan deals, Sadiq goes back, Koulibaly goes back, if Kent comes through, he goes back, Vajani, he goes back. You think to yourself, even if you do get success this season, all the boys then go away. Do you know what I mean? You have to rebuild again, or you have to bring in new players. It's that point where we're letting the likes of Daugherty go. Andy Hardy's still there. I think Hodson's going. I don't see a team rebuilding here. I see kind of just players being brought in to serve us through a season. And then again, say we go through another season and we don't get any success at all, it's another wasted season. Do we do another cleanse again next season? And it's just, it can't continue. There's got to be a long-term plan.
Can I come in on that, Dave? Can I come in?
Well, at this moment in time, you can't, Bridge, because you're going to have to go on mute.
Okay, pal, right, I'm on.
And if everybody else doesn't mind going on mute, we'll go right back to Bridge after Fox gives us a tune. Bridgeman. Bridge, you like that one?
Oh, I love it. Love it.
Oh,
Oh, he's
love
just barred me, told me to shut up there.
They wanna.
Me, oh my. I love all these things, you know.
Before we come back to you, Bridge, I think we'll close the Greg Daugherty story off. Just this is especially for Big G. Give us an update. Big Ulster.
Yeah, back to Twitter again. We're getting my news at the minute. Andy Newport has tweeted, understand that Greg Daugherty has been reassured he remains part of Stephen George's long-term plans. Will be allowed to go out loan, but is being viewed as a development exercise. No decision made on next move as of yet.
That tells you it's obviously Stephen Gerrard listens to the show, Blue Shadow.
Oh, absolutely, mate. I was listening the other night when I think it was Ulster said that you had to put somebody on with 30 minutes to go. The young lad on with 30 minutes to go.
You know, but you were coming in to make a point.
I was just going to say, I was going to add to what Dave was saying. My opinion is that the manager, if he's going to build, he started the build by the defence and goalkeeper. I think he sees Alan McGregor there for the next maybe 4 or 5 years, if not longer, depending on his age, of course. But from a building, he's got to build a defence, and it sounds to me, and based on what I'm seeing on follow and things, he's definitely on the chase for an additional centre half. So that you can see the solid foundation, which is what we've talked about for the last 2 years. Where's the foundation? Where's the basis of the game? There's where game. Get a solid defence. Get your central midfielder, which I believe he's got Arfield, and that's his number one guy, and he'll build round about that. And I don't think it's going to happen in one season. It would be a miracle if he gets it done in one season. So I think maybe this time next season we may still be on the lookout for additional, possibly attacking midfielders.
All right, Dave. If at the moment the two centre halves and Arfield have come in, but you're right. The point being that on Tuesday tea time, we're front. What did we say? We're front six, if you like. We're all players that we've seen many times before, and we know that Murphy's been signed as on a full-time contract, but the rest of them, we've seen them 2 or 3 seasons, and we know they've got flaws. Some of them have got potential, like McCrory, but they ain't the finished article. So what you're saying that we need a couple of signings, full signings, no loans, to start piecing this jigsaw together?
I think, see, to make me happy, I think one striker, a prolific goal scorer, spend a bit of cash on it, that probably appease me. I just think we're weak up front. I think Morelos, I don't know what's happened to him. I think there's definitely a lack of confidence in terms of playing. I think he'll probably come back through again, but we can't just rely on that. I think we've not seen him and Sadiq play up front together, so is he brought in as the kind of taller striker, like Haitlin and Coyce, to knock it down for Morelos and try and get those type of goals in? I'm not sure yet, but I just think we're missing something up front. If one of them's injured, that just leaves one or the other, to play in, and it's the boy Rudden as well. And I know people are trying to put Windass and stuff like that in, playing behind the strikers and stuff, but I'm just not sure. I'm not convinced. I think that's where we're lacking, definitely 100%. And back to an earlier point, Candelas definitely can't come in on the inside. He just doesn't do it on the inside. Him and Tav's got a good understanding out in the wing, and I think that's where they should play. And when you see him being brought in like that, when they switch and alternate terms of play, he just looks out of position, and he get brought off very early on as well when he was doing that, because it's not effective, and it's a waste. So I don't know, just probably another striker up front for me, somebody that's well known, and spend a bit of cash on it if we want to make a serious attempt at trying to win a league this season, or at least a cup.
Blue Shadow, are we clearing the decks financially? Alves, who else has been away in the last week? There's been quite a few really left the club. Maybe no Herrera, maybe Partey's wages, Forrester. Are we clearing the decks to get the cash together, the wages together, to have a go at this, mate?
I don't know. Trouble is, you don't know how much we've had to pay out to get rid of some of these people. I think were saying, was it last night? There's no doubt. I would say there's no doubt that somebody got a payout to get rid of him out the door. That's for sure. I think there must have been several of those. So I don't know how much cash is left available, considering the amount of players we've already brought in. So I don't know how much cash is left.
My understanding is there's not a lot of times where there's lump sums, mate. You might keep paying them half their wages for a year and they move on and get a contract, so they're getting paid after 2 clubs. No, always. But so if you start saving money for day one, in reality,
all mounts up. It's still all mounting up. I mean, all that money we spent out for Pedro is going to handicap us for a good 2 or 3 seasons, I would reckon. But I totally agree with Dave's Wineseller there. I think he's been reading my script. We need a striker more than we need a centre back for me. And they go out and get ourselves. I mean, this Sadiq's chap's supposed to be a bit like that Kanu. Remember, was it the Arsenal striker?
Arsenal. Oh,
aye,
he can play a bit.
Aye, but he was very inconsistent, wasn't he? So, and we need somebody who's an absolute predator and with a bit of pace on him. So that Solanke might be the short-term solution, but I think we probably need him, and we need someone. We need another one to go out and spend some money and bring in a proper striker, because at the end of the day, you didn't score, you didn't win.
Correct. We've also been joined by another caller. Evening, caller.
Evening, how we doing?
Ben.
Hello.
How we doing, mate? All right?
Yeah, not too bad, cheers. How are you guys doing? You good?
Yeah, what's on your mind, mate?
Say that again, boys?
What's on your mind?
What's on my mind? No, I was tuning in there, and I was saying, I fully agree regarding we don't really need a centre-back as a priority. I think Morelos, it's unfortunate, isn't it? He just needs his confidence back. But while we can't guarantee, we can't rely on a good striker who doesn't have confidence about him, I'd very much like to see Solanke be brought in. But we've been given priority as well by Liverpool over Liverpool loan players. So I don't see the real difficulty with it unless there's big wages involved. Interesting points raised about the money, though. I'm not entirely sure if we will have enough money for a big signing again.
Only time will tell. Blue Shadow, what we seen there before?
Can I come in? Sorry, pal.
Let Blue Shadow come in and then we'll come back to you.
No problem.
Sorry, but I was just saying hi to Ben, because we were in the show together on when you were at the match, and neither of us had seen the game, and poor Ulster had to did a wonderful job holding the thing together.
I'll give you a wee bit of advice. You just kid on, you've seen it.
I panicked 5 minutes before them 2 boys come on. Usually, thank God, lad, says me I was panicking.
He's
We'll
done.
talk about the game. We'll talk about the game.
Brilliant.
We'll have it watched.
We'll discuss your contracts after the show.
I think you're going out and loan Ulster by the sounds of things.
Sunderland.
No,
Sunderland
Coventry.
Radio.
Coventry.
Maybe Coventry, maybe Coventry.
Sunderland, what you got against the Boy Bridge, for God's sake? You ever been to Sunderland?
But you say we're sending you to Middlesbrough.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's a middle of nowhere, truth be told. Can I just say, the boys were speaking there about the strikers and so on and so forth. This is a wee quote from our manager just 2 days ago. He says, I can't. Listen to what I'm saying. I think if I am candid about it, the people that can score goals and create quality for us are in that dressing room. This is after the game, right? I have said they are here. I don't want to go and do what I have to bring in players in, but games are going to get more difficult now. So he's basically saying to them, "You're here, do the job, and you're there. You've got the place." I think that's what he's really saying. So that's Dave, a quote from him. Just the other day.
Dave, he's telling them to get their finger out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I Bryce, but we've got Zach Rudden, and that's it.
I understand that.
You know, I mean, that's the thing. We've got to bring somebody else in. I mean, it's just like, I mean, with Morelos, as I've said this before about Morelos, take him out of the hot seat. Don't take him off the pitch necessarily. Put him back where he started off, and we need to work out how we get how the man started off. Remember when he came in from
He was
Finland?
wonderful, wasn't he?
Finland.
Absolutely dynamite, wasn't he? Absolutely dynamite.
Absolutely. And if it was me, I'd go back to the club that he was with and say, look, what were you doing with him that we need to get him back to where he was before, so we get the player back that we had before.
Yeah. I think that allegedly the boys said he's a very good player and not necessarily a great goal scorer, but he's a good player and can. And I'm sure he'll be able to work beside Morelos. I'm quite sure of it.
All right, Dave, and then we'll go to Ben. So you're saying we need a striker, but if we go to creativity to make the chances at the moment for you, is Arfield the man? Is he that type that's going to slide passes, put crosses in, make things happen, or is he a worker box to box, or do we need another spark in there?
I think we definitely need another spark in there. I think we probably give Morelos a bit too much of a hard time. The boy, there's something there about him. The thing that frustrates me with Morelos is, see if you put a ball in the box and ask him to score an overhead kick and then do a cartwheel, he can do it. See if you ask him to tap on a simple header, he completely misses it or puts it completely wide. I think that's the frustration. The boys, there's clearly something there. He did it to an extent last season, and he did it prior to he came to us as well. So he can do it. He's got the ability. It's just something's not clicking just now, and I don't know what it is. And that's what's frustrating and making me think I want another striker in there just as backup in case that never comes back. Then at least we've got something in our locker, not to go through Europe and the league and in cups and just totally rely on Morelos.
Ben, any thoughts, mate?
Yeah, I kind of think it's swarming all over Facebook now that people are demanding that we sell Morelos, and by no means is that what I want. But I think, do you know what I think Morelos has been missing? He hasn't really had someone to challenge him for his spot. He's been the only person that really could take that sort of centre forward to striker role, and he was being played up there on his own, which is why I thought he wasn't scoring. But now he's got support now, it seems. I just think he needs that signing, that player that can really push him to do his best in training. And above all, I really, really think it would help if he learnt English. As there's nothing better in a team than communication. And I have no idea how he's communicating with that team. And maybe that's why the frustration lingers in the game. No one can really connect.
Fair comment. English is really... Fair comment, Ben. English is really important. That's how what we've done with Ibrox Loyal. He'll be back on the show next week.
All right, Brox.
Oh, poor boy.
Can I say something about Morelos, mate? I think what's the matter with the boy at this present time is all the pressure's on him to score the goals. And I think that's why he's snapping at chances and making a bad job of it. See, in a 4-3-3, the front three in the tactical formation are supposed to be strikers. If you look at Liverpool, on the right, mate, you've got him that scored all the goals. His name's escaped me as usual. Who?
Firmino and Mane into it.
Aye, and they come in, they're basically strikers, but they come in for left and right, and they're in the box at most times. When you look at our side, you've got, what do you call it? Oh, God, see my head just going run here. We've got Candias on one side, who very rarely ventures into the box, and Jamie Murphy cuts across the front of the box, never in the box, basically, at the same time as an attack. And that's our problem. That all the stress is on Morelos to score the goals, where it should be spread about the front three. And that's the problem we've got to solve. And I think that's why he maybe be bringing in the boy Ryan Kent, who knows the way that Liverpool play that 4-3-3, where you can't stay in the outside all the time. You've got to get yourself into the box. And I can remember Graham Murty saying the same about Candias, that he had to get himself into the box more often, or else Morelos just becomes a lone striker with two centre-halves running about him all the time. It's a hard job for a young boy.
That's a good point you made there, Fox, because the time that Murty was going on about that, Candias did get into the box and he actually scored the goal. And I think Murty said after I think Murty said after the game in his interview, he said, I was telling him, get into the box, you need to be more helpful in the box. So that's a good point. We certainly need them getting into the box and helping Morelos. So I think it's true what you say, Fox. He's got too much weight on his shoulders at the moment, you know. We've got to find a way of helping him out, because he's certainly a goal scorer. He's already proved that. He's proved he can score goals, you know. He's had a sort of deficit in his confidence just now, probably with the fact that he's got such weight in his shoulders. So he needs help. He definitely does. Quite right, Fox.
So don't you think, guys? Don't you think?
Wait a minute, Bridge. Let Fox come
sorry,
back.
pal. Sorry.
And the problem we've got at we had at Ibrox last year was the midfield have got to supply the balls into the box, and that wasn't happening last year. That's how Candias stayed on the right and put in his crosses for the right, meant there was one in the box. Murphy done the same for the other side, one in the box. So if the midfield don't provide the balls into the box to allow these two outside players to get themselves into the box, you'll never score. Or you'll score very rarely, because the defence outnumber your attackers by 2-1. Doesn't matter what one of them's coming into the box, you know.
Yeah.
When you come, Bridge, and then we'll go to Blue
I was
Shadow.
just going to say that if you think about it, you can go 4-3-3 all you want in our squad, in our team. But you've got an attacking fullback. We've got Tav. And Tav, his presence is great. He's the captain. And he demands the ball, and he actually orchestrates a lot of our attacks, which, to all intents and purposes, nullifies anyone on the right-hand side, because he's the one that's on the right-hand side. He's doing the attacking from the right-hand side. So it's a wee bit awkward in that sense to have a true 4-3-3. Sorry to say this, but that's what it seems like to me. The ball comes to Tav. Tav charges down the wing, and he puts the ball across, and invariably that's what happens. And for last season, the last part of last season, him and Candias had a nice wee partnership going. They looked quite good. They interchanged. When Tav went up, the young lad, Candias, sort of dropped back a wee bit. But I thought they were quite effective. But now you've got Windass out there, so you've got three people charging down the right. It kind of makes it a bit awkward. That's all I was going to say.
Blue Shadow, and then we'll go to Dave King. No, the real Dave King. Your Dave King.
I mean, for me, classic 4-3-3 was Real Madrid when you got Ronaldo, Bale, and Benzema across there. Okay, we haven't got.
I'll take the Blue Shadow any day of the week. But...
At least one of them then. Could you get us one of them?
I'll tell you what, I'll stick my lottery ticket on Friday, okay, boys? I might manage to pay the wages for a week. I think that's about that. But being serious, I mean, Zach Rudden, he's played in a 4-3-3 on the left-hand side. I don't know why I don't know if it did any good. Kept playing Morelos at the end of the last game, and perhaps he would have been better giving the guy a break. I know he throws a strop, but just get him off and see what Rudden can do for us. And I think he might even move Morelos to the left-hand side, considering he was a left winger. So you'd have Morelos, Sadiq, and it would be another. I don't know who would be on the right-hand side. Probably Windass, because he seems to rate him, even though the rest of us don't.
And you go, Dave?
I'd probably go for Ejaria, Morelos, and Sadiq up front and try that. Go for the three of them. And see the difference. I think you probably make a fantastic point that, you know, we probably cancel each other out in terms of when Tav comes up, crosses the ball out, puts kind of Candias out the way, or he would just cross the ball out and just leave Morelos on his own in the kind of box he's sail. I think try going with three strikers up front and see how that works out. I suppose the challenge that you've got, though, is it's a big risk to try that out in the first game. So I know, who's it we've got in the 29th? What's the team we're playing? Is it Wigan or Derby?
Wigan.
I don't know whether if that's a game to trial that out on.
Bring your boots
before we start playing that as a proper up front formation. But it's back to the point, you know, Liverpool, they've got Salah, Firmino and Mane up front, and they're three strikers that can come in and try and attack and go. We've got either Murphy or Candias on the other side of Morelos, so it's a good point. I'd probably try it.
But
or the other striker that we bring in.
But Dave, those three guys you mentioned are actually football players. All three of them can actually play football. I don't know if all three of our attackers can play football because we haven't seen them, right?
That's a
the
good
boys
point.
you're talking about.
That's been a problem for 6 years, mate.
Yeah. No, I mean, we don't know what the boys' technique's like, what his speciality is. If maybe high balls are his speciality, so you could actually throw a ball in there, and maybe Tavernier would be good at that. Throw a ball in and let the boys feed off him. Or is he any good in the ground? Then so go for it. Absolutely, I 100% agree with you. By the way, 100%.
John Ben.
Yeah, but I think one thing I found out about my personal research about Umar Sadiq is I expected him to be pacey. He's not pacey at all. He's not got any pace to him. So I'm a little bit, I don't know, I'm really nervous about this signing. I don't really know where it can go, to be honest, but I do agree. I think Liverpool are showing a way to be successful in football. You don't have to have necessarily the best players in the world, but at this point in time, they do seem to have one of them in Mo Salah. But as long as you play attacking football and your wingers simply cut in as a tactic, then you're looking far more dangerous. You offer far more support to that front man. And I think, do you know, I fully agree. I haven't really thought about that in terms of Rangers yet because I'm not really a big fan of the 4-3-3 ever since Mark Warburton. But if we could get it to work, it'd be great.
By the way,
the guys aren't the wingers. Sorry. Once again, I'm pumping in.
I'm with you, Bennett. There's the deficiencies in the 4-3-3. You play teams, you outnumbered in midfield, you can't get the ball. But it works for certain teams in England because they've got the personnel and the players today. I don't think we're at that standard yet. Blue Shadow, and then Rudy Bear.
Totally agree with you, mate. I don't think we've got the players of a significant standard to play that system yet. I would. I don't know what you would play. You know, sort of. I still, with the newness of our centre back pair, I think we've still got to have one player in front of the centre backs just to give them a bit of protection. So I don't know. I would say 4-1-3-2 because of something like that. I don't know. It's going to be a strange one. It's a sort of. It all depend who. The manager brings in because, as you say, I still think there's more players to come through the door. It just doesn't seem to make sense any other way.
I think there's a couple coming on. You go, Rudy.
I think with the three in the middle, Ox, you're quite. I think Blue Shadow made a cracking point there. With the three in the middle, you need the quality. It's as simple as that. Because your work rate, you know, if you're one of the three in the middle, rises. You know what I mean? You're a huge amount of work today in the middle of the park. And we just don't have the players for that, unfortunately. Well, it certainly doesn't look like it at the moment. Not sure about the boy Koulibaly. Don't know anything about him. Don't know how he'll turn out. He seems to be rated by Steven Gerrard. You know, he's big, he's pacey. You know, he's athletic. That's obviously what we need in our midfield, you know. You might find when that boy comes into play, you know, we maybe it's hard to say because we've not seen him, obviously, you know. But the possibility is maybe Steven Gerrard will look to sort of build the midfield round about him, you know. If he rates him so highly, he'll play him on a regular basis. He'll play, you know, you'll obviously have two boys on either side of him, one on either side of him. You know, and then you start looking at the front three for me. I quite like the idea of playing Sadiq because he's height. You know, I heard Ben saying there he's not got any pace. Well, you know, I didn't notice a lack of pace in the stuff that I've watched on YouTube, you know. But I quite like the idea, though, of playing two up front. I quite like the idea of we were talking there about giving wee Alfredo a bit of help in the box. And I think for me, he'd certainly, two of them playing together with the height difference, you know.
Down.
Shut up! I think the Haley and McCoy's type thing up front maybe work for us again, but then you start to look at your field again and you're, you know, and the Mayor Bridgeman talked the 3-5-2. I'm liking that even. I'm liking that more and more now. I wasn't sure last season. I think I sort of said that to Bridgeman once or twice. But you know, if we can bring another really good centre back in, I like the idea of the 3-5-2. It certainly gives Alfredo a bit of help up front. You get your midfield three sorted, and then you've got your two white men for me. I think that'd be a good way to go, you know. And if maybe this game in Wigan against Wigan that somebody mentioned, we could try it out just to see.
Oh, I don't think we'll be trying anything out in that game, mate. That'll be my set formation for the first game of the season.
Aye,
when we get to that, I don't think. Fox, what's your thinking, mate? You're a studier. You're always looking at studying players and thinking.
Well, I'll tell you what, we were getting a bit mixed up about the three strikers in this formation. The whole point here is getting bodies into the box when we go forward. if you watch Liverpool and you watch Salah and you watch Mane on the other side, when the midfield break, they all head for the box. Our problem is our wide players still stay wide and leave Morelos isolated. And we can't play to the standard of Liverpool playing the 4-3-3. But also, when you look at it, mate, the rest of the teams we're playing against in the SPFL aren't near the standard of the opposition in the Premier League either. So the whole point of the 3-3-3, the 4-3-3 is the outside of the three are wide to acceptable, but as soon as they get any momentum going forward, they get themselves into the box. Between the three of them, Firmino, Mane and Salah, scored about 60 goals last year. And the reason they got the goals was they were in the box. The defenders had to worry about every one of the three. When you've only got Morelos in the box, it's quite easy for defenders to mark him out the game, and he snaps at any chance he gets. But if defenders are having to look after another two players in the box, that changes what's the right word for it? That changes the way it's going to work out in the end. You know what I mean?
Mindset for defenders.
Yeah.
I get you. You're just saying pure numbers. If you get one in the box, he's maybe up against 2 or 3 players. It's hard to score. 3 in the box, it's maybe 3 against 4, and your chances of scoring become more.
I looked at that Sadiq, mate. I don't think he's any Mark Hartley, by the way. I don't think he's particularly good in the air and the YouTubes.
I'm not like the sound of this. He can't run. He's no good in the air. He can't score.
He's clever, clever feet, mate. Clever feet he's got.
Not looking good.
And if people say he's like Canu was the same, mate. Wasn't he a great header of the ball either? Didn't have a lot of pace, but he could score goals.
Aye, Dave. Are you still on the train, mate? Are you still on the train?
I'm just distraught thinking about Sadiq now. Do you know what the boys are saying? Can't he run?
He's in the carry run. Somebody says he can't finish.
YouTube's no selling this guy. What did Gerrard buy him for? Jesus.
Poor boy's taking an absolute roasting and he's not even popped the jersey on yet.
But Dave, that's the way the YouTube clips looked. I'm not saying that's what like the guy is in a full game, but I didn't see him having many attempts with his head. That's how I didn't think he was great in the air.
For a tough crowd, mate, he's not kicked a ball.
That's him off. He's loaned back out to Mexico somewhere with Penny.
With Morelos and Sadiq, we need to bloody get big Haitley to give him some heading coaching or something.
You know, we laugh at that, but it's absolutely true. Obviously, we're hoping that this coach is doing the business for them because they definitely need it, for sure. I can't believe that boy Morelos can hardly head the ball properly. Thrupney bitten up. That's what he's got. A Thrupney bitten up.
Bitten up. That's his haircut, isn't it?
Wow, seriously, boys, seriously, you know. You watch him and you go, right, a beautiful ball coming across. And by the way, how far are you out? 3 yards, 4 yards. I'll just pop that in there. Oops, sorry, it's side net.
You've got to admit, he's done some wonderful things in front of goal, things that are absolutely impossible, and that's just his misses.
Absolutely, you know. Absolutely.
I think it's with Morelos.
Aye, that one at Air United, that was harder to put it on the park. That was a classic.
Shocker. Absolute shocker.
Blue Shadow, you put that ball in 99 times out of 100, you were storing, and then you struggled to put it on the bar where he was storing.
See when he scored his goal against Bury, I was so happy for him. I get a header, put the ball in the net, and I thought, well done, son. Fantastic. Let's see what you're like in the European games. Where's that ball? I'm getting it.
As Bridgeman, he used to be in Hollywood when they done all the films.
I just love it. See, if I've been funny. Ben will know what I'm talking about here. If he's played centre half, and so should Fox. If you're playing against a centre forward and you see him taking headers like that, you think to yourself, once, right? Okay, I will need to watch out for him because he actually got to the ball and so on and so forth. The second time you think, this guy's a nut. I had no chance at all. And you would talk to him, put something in his ear and say, you're just shite, something like that,
Usually you put something in his ear, it'd be your finger.
Well, you know what I mean? You would say things to him as you're passing, a wee snide, a wee. That's what it's about, That's what it's about. Wind them up.
So, Dave, I know the finished article. We know we'll get issues. I'll take this round the panel and I'll go to Ben next. I'll be a better team than we were 12 months ago.
Without a shadow of a doubt, yes. But, I mean, first and foremost, if I was a centre-half coming up against Morelos, so I'd be playing as legally dirtily as I possibly could do. That unnecessary shoulder barge here, the foot on the top of his foot so that he'd stop running. Just the occasional comment, the occasional laugh in his face, just the mockery of him. And I tell you what, you could get him sent off. His weakness is not only his heading, but it's also his attitude. I think we've been through this before, though, but not quite the fact that he can be rolled up by defenders just like Diego Costa. But yeah, we are a far stronger team than what we were 12 months ago. I mean, 12 months ago, we got knocked out to the fourth best team in Luxembourg. So progressing through, Jesus Christ, I said progress. So going through the Europa League from the disappointment of last year and just the batterings against Celtic, and I'm sure everything will improve from now. We got the right man in charge, in my opinion. We just needed a bit of inspiration, a bit of a backbone, a leader. Experience wasn't necessarily what we need, or so Dave King thought too. So I'm very happy, content as a Rangers fan just now.
All right, Dave?
Yeah, probably similar to Ben. So I think we've got the good foundations there. I'm pleased with the defence, McGregor. Arfield, I like what I've seen. I'm just nervous around he got that niggling injury, and I hope it's just not another Dorans. But I think we're on the road. I don't think we're the finished article, but I do definitely think we're better than where we were. I think Gerrard won't tolerate anything less. Whereas Murty, I think previously, and Cassina as well, didn't have that man management skill in terms of in the locker room and stuff like that. So, no, I'm pleased. I don't think we're done, but there's more to come.
Oh, Shadow, then Rudy.
I think keyword here is potentially. Yeah, potentially we're better. There's no doubt about it. Centre backs are definite improvement, although they're not still beyond the need of a bit of coaching. There's a couple of things they did at the weekend, and I give them a hell of a bollocking for. But we've got Scott Arfield. He's not playing at the minute, but I think he's our best signing of the season so far. And there's a couple of lads to come in. I think it's just probably the front third of the team that needs quite serious looking at for me. Apart from that, yep, it's looking better.
Rudy Bear?
Well, if we look at where we were sitting last season, and how we were talking on the show, after the failure, the absolute debacle in UEFA in Europe last year, I think we certainly have. Look, much more. Well, I haven't really come up against anybody, in all honesty, so it's kind of hard to judge the defence. But I like what I see. Connor Goldson looks very calm on the ball. You know what I mean? It looks to be in there. Looks like he can read the game pretty well. Like the big boy Katic, he's got a bit of energy about him. And I certainly like, as a ex-fullback myself, I like John Flanagan. I think he's a fullback that knows how to defend. As far as the midfield goes, we're still to see the boy Koulibaly. We're still to see Big Umar Sadiq, though. According to the grapevine, he's a bit of a dud, but we'll still to see him, so we'll see how that goes. But I certainly think we've improved for last season, but I don't think we're not the finished article by any stretch of the imagination. There's miles to go yet, man, miles.
Big Ulster?
Yeah, just the same as everybody else. A long way to go, but just looking on it from where we were last season, we were in disarray out of a cup at the first try, and it was terrible, to be honest. So going from that, yes, we're much better. Defensively, we look better, but as everybody's alluded to, midfield and attacking options, we're still having the same problems, probably because that's mostly the same players. But looking at what Gerrard's done with the defence so far, even though we haven't had brilliant opposition yet, it looks that hopefully if that trend continues, the other players that he brings in the midfield and hopefully striking options, if there is the same sort of progression as the defence, then yeah, we'll be on the track to being a good team. But it's going to take a wee while for everybody to gel. We'll just have to be patient.
Fox?
Defence has improved 100%. Midfield, we've got better quality in there. The front three, I think, at the moment, if we were to play Windass, Morelos, either Candias or Jamie Murphy or whatever it's going to be, will be like last season, I think. Very good in some games, very bad in others. Consistency is their problem. And unless we bring in another serious striker, I don't think we'll win as many games as we think we're going to win next year.
So how did we manage to score all 8 goals with these players then last season? Because with goal scoring wasn't our problem, Fox.
But in the games that mattered to the Rangers support, they never scored, mate. And that's what we count. That's where we count strikers as our front players. You've got to score in the big games, and we know what I mean by that. And we failed miserably on that. And I think we'll struggle this year again if that remains a front three and their inconsistency stays the same.
All right, Bridgeman?
Yeah, I agree most assuredly about the defence. If you look at the 2 centre-backs and the boys playing at left-back now, Flanagan, massive improvement. And you can see that we haven't lost a goal, so that's a major thing for us. We've scored quite a few. But unfortunately for us, I think it's attacking midfield is a bit of a letdown at the moment. That might be down to injuries. So I'm desperately keen to see Doran's coming back and Arfield coming back. And I think we can't do anything other than go forward. As far as the attack's concerned, well, we've got Morelos and we're going to be stuck with Morelos, and that's for sure, unless we get him out the door. And if you get him out the door, then you're going to have to bring somebody in. But hopefully Sadiq helps him out and he comes in and does the business with us. And that's all we want. As far as I'm concerned, we've got the foundations of a really good team. Goalkeeper, 3 defenders, fantastic. If we plug the hole like the Tavernier leaves, we'll do well.
Interesting. I think we've definitely improved. The goalkeeper has step up. The 2 centre-halves have improved us. And Flanagan playing in his second position has still managed to improve us defensively on the left-hand side of our defence. The jury's out about the rest of the team because, as I think we've all agreed, we've not seen enough of the new players to judge. Arfield looked okay. Well, it looked very good against Bury. But again, the opposition, where they were in their fitness levels. And then the last game, he played about 55 minutes or something. He done okay, but nothing spectacular. So we've not really seen enough of him to judge. So I think we've progressed. I think the club's moved forward. We were going to talk about Dave King's statement, but we've only got it fitted in 20 minutes, Prince, won't we? But I'm sure we'll discuss it tomorrow night. So there's some real interesting points as we've been discussing the football. But I'll go to Dave King's wine cellar. Are we moving forward as a club for you?
Yeah, absolutely, guys. I definitely think so. I think not just from the football perspective, but I think everything that's going on as well around in terms of the stadium upgrades, stuff that's happening in the Hummel Training Centre, it's good. I think there's a call out as well. I think the Suminin home game as well, we're doing the fan zone opening up where we've got the rights to actually sell alcohol and stuff like that outside the stadium and stuff like that up to 6 o'clock at night or something like that as well. So I think we're going in the right direction. There's a lot of good stuff in terms of fan engagement and stuff like that as well. I think the social media this season so far as well has been spectacular in comparison to last season. The content that's on our TV as well is just they're listening to the fans and getting quite a lot of things right for me. They're ticking quite a lot of the boxes, which is really, really good. I think probably another point, just probably coming off topic just now, but just having a think about the qualification there and getting through the next round. Our first game's away, considering what we've been talking about in terms of strikers and stuff like that in the challenge. I think we'll be able to score goals and take something back to Ibrox in the second leg.
I think that's important, mate. I think that's important. We go back there. We go back, well, in the tie, mate. Because the way Fox was talking, we're playing no mugs. Fox, you watched it, so I'll go to you with that one, mate.
I thought again, it's like most foreign sides, mate, they're technically good. They were good on the ball. What surprised me, as I said, was the tempo of the game. It was end to end. And their second goal was absolutely superb. Ended up a foot chase between the outside left and the right back. He stripped him, got to the edge of the box, cut it back, and the left back, of all people, came storming in and slotted it into the corner of the net, mate. It was an absolutely brilliant goal. And the other side, Petrocab were also... It was a 50-50 game for me. I said to you at 60 minutes, I don't know who's going through here. And but it'll be a tough tie over there for us. They're no mugs.
We can't give away any free kicks either. They've got somebody who can't half hit one from the midfield.
I don't know if that was the boy that scored their first goal, mate. There was a bit of a deflection on it, but it was a great strike, you know.
Blonde-haired lad.
I can't remember now, but I just remember the strike, mate. As I say, they were very...
The Manny.
I'll tell you, if I was Steven Gerrard looking at that game, I'd have a look at that Petrocab. There was a boy on there that was like Pogba. Very strong in the midfield, won a lot of great challenges, quite intelligent at the ball. Probably get him for a song. I would be having a look at him.
There you go. There you go. How do we see it panning out next week, Ulster? Is it important that we're still well in the tie, nothing each? Would you take the same result again?
Oh, I definitely, if we can come away, but I would prefer a away goal, to be honest. I've just been looking at a few of the results that different people's been sharing on social media. So this team's had some good results in the Europa League before, so it's going to be a big step up to what the team we played during the last leg. And I'm worried a wee bit, to be honest, because we've all alluded to the problems we're having in the striking options. We're going to need goals. This team's going to give our defence a much stronger test, so we'll see how they stand up to it. But hopefully these two loan signings get their clearance. Hopefully that's all done and dusted, because we need definitely more options going into that game. This is definitely a step up from what we've been playing.
Rudy?
I think for me, Croatian football's probably had a huge lift from the exploits of their national side recently. You know, I saw the kind of players that they produce. You know, when I was looking at this during the last round, you know, who we could possibly come up against. I haven't seen any of these two, so I don't really know much about them, you know, but, you know, Fox reckons the two of them are a step up. You'd expect that anyway, wouldn't you? I would take a 1-0 away, to be honest. I'm happy with a 2-0 away. I think that would be a great result to have to go to Croatia and come back with, in the first leg of the next round. If we come back with a 1-0 or a 2-0, I think that would be fantastic. It would give us a huge platform to go through once we, get them back at Ibrox. Big crowd as usual. The Bears will sell out at Ibrox probably, as they usually do. It'll be a big night for us again. But I think it's Blue Shadow. I made the point about the new boys that we haven't seen yet, really. Koulibaly and Sadiq. They have to hit the ground running if possible, they boys. They really do, because they're now eligible, for this game. So hopefully they hit the ground running, it bolsters up the midfield and up front and gives us more options, All
right, Ben? Oh, we lost him.
I actually hate this phone. I hate this phone so much. It's just awful.
If you stay on after the show, Fox will get you a phone for the show. You might have to go out and steal it for Sunday, but we'll get you a phone.
Is that if I raise something that's more on my mind than relevant?
On you go, mate. Carry on.
Maybe it's maybe I've missed it. Maybe I've heard people praise it before, but I think we could have been in a bit more trouble if it weren't for Alan McGregor. He's so composed. He's so incredibly composed. I really think that we've done something magical in signing him back. Something I never thought I'd see again. I'm really looking forward to being in Ibrox and putting my hands in the air, leaning to the left, leaning to the right, chanting behind Alan McGregor. Honestly, yeah. But, yeah, I really think one of the best things that we've done is sign McGregor. Fotheringham, him, I still think, is a good keeper, but it's just he bottles it every time there's a long shot. And McGregor's got the experience, he's got the cool head, and he's got the technical ability to just be all round. And I think it really, really showed in the past couple of games.
And I'll tell you what else he's got. He's got the authority. I don't know if you noticed it, with about 10 minutes to go, he was screaming at that defence on Tuesday night.
He certainly He was laying into them.
It was
Well,
Dean at Laldy. We'll take it round the panel, Ben. Good point, mate. Dave, what's your thinking on that? I mean, I think they look a better team for McGregor in it. And that's nae harm to West Country.
No, he's my Buffon. Honestly, I think he'll be there. He's about 47 or something like that. Honestly, the guy's a genuine true blue. I think the ability's there for everybody to see, and I think he's a step up. The likes of Fods and Anmick and stuff like that. I've got nothing against the boys. There was always something missing. I remember in his early stages of his career, Fotheringham, when he played for us, I used to panic whenever he would kind of touch the ball with his feet, and I always thought to myself, oh my God, and as the season went on, he started to get a bit more intelligent in terms of his distribution, but I don't know, there's just something missing about him. He always has a kind of lapse now and again, so totally confident with McGregor being back there. There's no panic at all from me, and I think totally commands that box. You can see it, like you said, you've seen it on Tuesday night. 100% confidence. It's great to have him back. Good shout, Ben.
Rudy?
Well, he was never going to come in and be second or third choice, was he? At the end of the day, he's going to be a huge signing for us this season. I think it was you that said before, you reckon we'll end up with 20 points more than we did last season. Well, if that's the case, he's going to be a huge part of that. Absolutely huge part of it. As are the new defenders in front of him, and they're shaping up to be a really solid unit for me. He's an international, loads of caps. He's been at Rangers before. He's done it. He knows his story. He knows what it's all about. For me, he's been a huge signing, and I think by the end of the season, I think he'll turn out to be an absolutely massive player for us this season.
Ulster?
Yeah, McGregor's a step up in class. We've seen him before. He's done it all before at the club. So, we know where we're going to get well on McGregor, especially last season after being the Hull City's player of the season. So he's still got it. And we've seen that save at the very end of the last game, which was, another cracking save. I think Alan McGregor will be brilliant for us this season, to be honest. And a big step up from what we've had in previous years in goalkeeping position.
What's your thinking on that, Fox?
I agree with everything everybody said. He's been a good signing for us, and he'll prove his worth over the season and maybe a couple of seasons to come. We need to remember, what is he, 36?
36, aye. 37.
36, well, hopefully we'll get another 2 years minimum out of him. By that time, maybe young Ross McCrory will be... Robbie McCrory will be maybe showing signs that he could maybe challenge him for a first team place. So 2 years out of Alan McGregor would be great at the moment.
Bridgman.
Yeah,
How's the song go?
He dives to the right. He dives to the left. He dives to the right. Alan McGregor.
He's dynamite.
That's it. No, I think I said it the other night there. There's your basis of what Mr. Gerrard's trying to do. He's got a fantastic goalkeeper, very strong goalkeeper, and very, very vociferous. Doesn't take any crap off anybody in the team. Lets them know where he is. And he's got what we've seen up to now, anyway, very good central defensive pairing that seem to be doing very well together. All of the danger that comes in against their goal comes in from the wide side, particularly from our right, I must say. But seriously, I think he's been. The guys have said it earlier. He's going to be a breath of fresh air for us. I wanted him back, and there's a lot of thought process going into that. But I liked him back. I like him there, and I think he's going to do well for us with that defence. He's going to help that defence greatly. We just need to do other things in other parts of the pitch.
Oh, Shadow, what's your thinking, mate? You're a tough crowd.
I think it's a great sign. I really do. I wasn't sure, but
was it because of ability or because of the circumstances behind it?
It was more, this bringing back players that have been here
yeah.
before. He's getting on, he's 36-year-old. We've seen it all before and it's never worked out. But this one looked like it might. And I think one of the big things McGregor brings is confidence. Not only in himself, he brings it to the fans. And I think he brings it to the defence, so the defence can rely on him. If somebody puts in a ball that's within his reach, he's going to come and take it, so they can get on with their game and not worry about what was going on behind them, which you always had that wee bit with Fotheringham. So I think it's an absolutely fantastic signing, and I totally agree with Fox. I'm hoping Robbie McCrory comes on, because we've heard some fantastic reports about him, and maybe he can sort of mentor him, and Robbie McCrory will be ready to come on and take the number 1 jersey off him when he finishes.
If Alan McGregor takes you under your wing, you'll know about the club in 3 years' time. No. Alan McGregor's been a great professional, and obviously his longevity, his career, goalkeeper, he's been the best we've had for a long time at the club. I think you'd need to go back to Close Scorum before you get anybody in the same part of region as Alan McGregor. What are you thinking, Ben?
No, as I said, I like that. I like the reference there. If he takes you under the wing, you won't be at the club in 3 years' time. I thought that's quite funny.
Do you just want a wee bit of hit? Sorry, go ahead, Ox.
On you go, mate.
No, I was saying, do you just want a wee bit of recent history of this Aussie Jack team that we're playing? I think that's how you said Aussie Jack.
Aussie Jack.
That's how I'm saying it anyway. So
you should always be Frosty Jack.
Aussie Jack you're talking about, no?
Aussie. 2016-17 season, they finished 4th, which was their highest league finish in nearly 10 years. The 4th place finish led them to participating in the qualifying phase of the 17-18 UEFA Cup League game, which is their first time being in for a long time, which was last season. With the club staging an extremely successful run to the playoff rounds, beating Santa Coloma, Luzerne, and then PSV, the former champions of Europe. The club's fairy tale run was ended following a 2-1 home loss to Austria Vienna, and despite the club winning the second leg 1-0, they were eliminated on the away goals rule. Despite being eliminated, they were praised and congratulated by the Croatian press, fans and media for their historical run, and obviously they finished 4th again last season, which is why they've got into the UEFA Cup again. So beating PSV and then that other team, they just went out by the away goals rule. So I think that proves that they're obviously no mugs and they need to be careful.
Well, their form, Fox, then Dave, is a lot better than ours in Europe at the moment.
As indeed, mate. As I say, they were decent to watch. I think we'll need to score there. I think they're capable of scoring at Ibrox. So I think it'll be tighter the 2 legs than what I've seen anyway. So I think a goal there for us will do us a lot of good. I think if we came away with a 1-1, I'd be very happy.
Dave?
Yeah, I agree. I think we need to score over there. I think they're a step up compared to what we've played against before. And it's now time to start to be counted. I think we need to start progressing now and doing well as a side, particularly within Europe. And I think this team will be dangerous. And I think that's why my original question was, how do you think we'll get on when we go over there? Because it is really important that we score and get an away goal over there to come back to Ibrox with. I think a draw might see us through, but like I said, you could score there. This team will score.
I was pretty confident. I was pretty confident to follow it with the striker that can he run, can he score goals. What do you go, boys? Shadow?
I was just wondering, would we be able to qualify before the transfer for the group stages before the transfer window shuts?
I'm not sure when it shuts, mate. Is it August? The
mid-August. Mid-August for England.
Is it?
Aye.
I thought they were shutting it before the window, the league starts, and that starts.
That's correct. So no August the 1st for them. I thought it was August the 1st. It's been broke.
It's like August the 10th or something like that, and the league starts the next day or something like that.
I'm just wondering if we do get through and we qualify for the group stages, whether the purse strings might be loosened a little bit and we can get some more decent players in.
Listen, there'll be a few quid coming in if Ibrox is a sellout again for an tie.
Absolutely.
That's more money, more coppers as they budgeted for. Anyway, lads, we came in that time of the evening. Can I thank each and every one of you? Young Ben, Dave King's Wine Cellar, Bridgeman, The Fox, Bo Shadow, Rudy Bear, Big Ulster, but more importantly, the Big G who joined us for Hamilton this evening. Great to have a first time caller on him, and he sounded like a character for the future. Thanks for taking the time to take part in the show. Last word of the evening to Bridge.
Can I just say, it's been a smashing night tonight, absolutely brilliant, great phone-ins, superb. Everybody's done very, very well. The only thing they've done is they've not agreed with me at times, but it doesn't matter. To all the Rangers fans all over the world, particularly Rangers fans on here, on Rangers Radio, great night. Everybody, please keep it going for the Rangers, because Rangers need it. Keep it going.